What up, everyone, and welcome on this fine Sunday evening to the sorry, I can't even pronounce our name right because I've had one hell of a weekend so far. It's been a lot of traveling, but welcome to the quick count. Thank you, everyone, on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Facebook over on the Bodyslam channels and Justin's channel on X for tuning in. We are proud to be your Sunday evening chill session before, I guess, one hell of a work week. We had an amazing Saudi Arabia appearance for the WWE this Friday and Saturday. I was trying to stay up to date with it. I was poolside in Maryland on Saturday, enjoying the hell out of Night of Champions. Justin, how did you enjoy Night of Champions?
So we've always said on this show, when they have these overseas PLEs, I usually can't watch it live. I work Tuesday through Saturday. So when it starts at 1, 2, 3, 12, hell, even 7 a.m. or 5 a.m., whenever it was in Australia, that was a fun one to wake up to. I can't watch it live. So I try to stay off as much as I can. Obviously, what we do, we have to check in and see what's going on. So it's kind of tough, but I saw the results, and then once I was home from work, we put the baby to bed, and my wife and she laid on the couch. She took an appetizer. That's what we call it. She took an appetizer. I watched Night of Champions, and that's it. Just chilling out after a long, hard work day. What better way to come home to? It was a tremendous pay-per-view. I thought the Saudi crowd was unbelievable. It was incredible.
Yeah, they were electric, and I was pumped up. Actually, they made it that much more enjoyable for me watching it, even on Friday for SmackDown. And I kind of want to glide into the first count of the evening, which is going to be, we have new champions coming back from Saudi to the United States. It's both United States champions have new ownership. The first one, I mean, they're both shocks to me. I don't know how you felt. I kind of saw the writing on the wall for the Women's United States Championship. I was kind of bummed by it because I wanted Zelina Vega to have a decent run, but everyone wants the international superstar Julia to have a championship, and now she does. How did you feel about that, Justin?
Zelina's, no hate to Zelina at all. I think Zelina, even when she was with Alistair in NXT, I thought she was incredible manager, being able to do the hurricanranas. Like, she was like one of the only managers that could actually like do something cool, instead of just getting up on the apron and complaining to the ref. On the other hand, Chelsea shouldn't have lost the title, but anyway, I don't know. I just feel like Zelina didn't get going. You know what I mean? Like, the run was, I believe, 63 days. I think it was like 2 months, but like any like memorable title defenses off the top of your head, like, unfortunately for me at least, no. And then you put Julia in her path. I mean, it's Julia. It had to happen. Now Julia is gonna run with this title for quite a bit. I don't know what you think, but once I saw Julia coming into Zelina's way, I just don't know how Zelina was going to defeat Julia without hurting Julia's momentum.
Yeah, there was no way. I mean, Julia's been on a terror since she walked into NXT, right? Mm-hmm. So there hasn't been really a downslope for her. So how do you have her lose to Zelina Vega in her first championship match on SmackDown? So I kind of saw it coming, which bummed me out a little bit because I am a Zelina fan. I feel like she does get slighted here and there, especially with Queen of the Ring, especially with the United States Championship. They did give her the belt, which is great. But again, like you said, it was a 2-month-long reign. Didn't really do much. She had the rematch against Chelsea, which, again, as you mentioned too, we're both big Chelsea Green fans. This is a Chelsea Green podcast, pro Chelsea Green podcast. And I did want to see that reign go longer too. It's just, I know they're trying to uplift this championship and they want people to really, get behind it. And it has kind of had a bit of a slow start, But with Julia at the helm, I think they're going to start having stellar matches. She's going to put this thing up a ton, and I can't wait to see what feuds come with that. And then on the opposite side of the ball, Jacob Fatu had the title for the same amount of time. I think they said 60 days he had the championship for. Oh my God, what a fucking shock. Sorry, I was supposed to curse on YouTube. It's only been like 3 minutes. My bad. But I could not believe what I saw. I had a feeling there's going to be some interruptions from, past or new Bloodline members for Solo Sikoa if they're going to go that route and call it the Bloodline still. But I still thought Jacob would come out on top.
If I knew Hikuleo was making the travel over to Saudi before we recorded, my prediction would have went totally the way that it did. We knew that he was doing dark matches prior to SmackDown, and honestly, it didn't hurt Jacob. Let's put it that way. It took 4 men to take down Jacob Fatu, and the thing that scares me the most about this finish is now. Last week I asked you what is in store for Jey Uso come SummerSlam because you can't find a spot for him. I think we found his spot.
I hope not.
I unfortunately think we found his spot. We're going to have Jacob. We're going to have the Usos reunite. And clearly they're outnumbered. Is that where Roman shows up? Is that Roman's match? Is it just a whole bloodline fest for SummerSlam? Is that what we're think's happening here?
I hope not, because I feel like, at least with the Roman side of it, I felt like they had to put that to bed already. When Roman won the Ula Follow back. And Randy, howdy, my man. Thanks for tuning into the pod. Happy Sunday evening. But yeah, I feel like why hash that back with Roman? Roman's still the head of the table now. He's the tribal chief. There's no question about it. So it does seem that way. If they go 4v4 for SummerSlam, it would only make sense to have Roman Reigns come back if it's the Usos and Jacob Fatu, and you need someone to come back. The side that kind of like upsets me is that I want Jacob and Roman to just clash. They are two personalities that I would just love to just constantly feud. But if they're going to be on the same page, I guess it could be a sort of respect kind of thing. But I don't know, man. I don't think you need to bring that back. I think they can find a different route for this, but I think you're right. I think they are pointing to that. I do want to mention that I'm proud of Tonga Loa coming out on time, pushing Jacob at the right moment. So proud of him. He did not botch his return. Maybe he's got some confidence going back into WWE. He's healed now. Hopefully Tama Tonga is not too far behind. But Tonga Loa, man, perfect spot for him. I'm proud he hit it.
And I think I know they announced the name is blanking to me, and obviously I'm going to call him Hikuleo, but isn't it like Tala? I think it's like Tala Tonga. So now we have Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, and Tala.
Is that what they announced?
They announced something. It's not coming to me right now, because even Michael Cole didn't know what to say. So if you listen closely on commentary, he's like, you know who that is. And then he's like that. Then I think someone spoke to him in his ear, like, don't say Hikuleo, because Hikuleo was coming up on his Titantron entrance, but that was a dark match. So I mean, they're like, oh, that's Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga's brother.
That's right.
That was it. That was it. And then I think if you looked at socials, I do believe they went with the name, so they changed his name again. But there's just too many Tongans. It's just crazy. And
maybe now that's gonna be the name, the Tongans. Maybe it'll be Solo Tonga.
And now you got Zilla Fatu like chirping in on Twitter, like, oh, Jacob, you need help. Like people, they're just all over the place, bro.
Did you see that moment with Zilla and Randy at Fanatics Fest?
Yes,
that was cool as shit.
That was so fucking cool. I just cursed. We're at the 10-minute mark. I win. But yeah, because obviously there's no SummerSlam without Roman. So we got to expect Roman, I would think, within the next month. And it just seems, Jacob was outnumbered.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it took 4 men to dethrone him from his championship. And that works for me. And then shout out to Solo during I don't know if you saw the presser, the post conference where he's like, "Oh, what did you say? 4 words. He's like, "Shut up." He's just
no. He said, "Stop." 4
stop,
letters, 1 word. Stop. Dude, I'm excited, man. I didn't expect it, but I'm glad Solo has the belt. He's been a workhorse for the past, 2 years at this point, and he deserves some recognition. So this is great. I mean, to have the backing he has, and we've mentioned it on Thursday. His personality has been phenomenal. As you mentioned in the presser, he was showing off, even in the match when he's yelling into Jacob's ear when he's at the sleeper hole on him. Like, the dude has it. Like, he knows what to do. He's got the little things that they talk about in the ring. I mean, Solo Sikoa is the full package at this moment. Good for him for being the United States champion, and I'm so proud of him.
And truthfully, before we move on to the second count, is they needed it. We've mentioned that, like, what happens to the bloodline? They're losing all their steam right now. And if Jacob defeated Solo, then truthfully to me, that's it for the bloodline. Like, what's going on here? So they have a title, they have the United States Championship, and they just gained a member. It looks like the bloodline is picking up a little bit more steam.
Yeah, and lastly, how about the Samoan spike and the way that Jacob stole that thing? Dude, even like it's tough, right? They just like their chemistry in the ring, the way that they both have such a great understanding of professional wrestling and selling. Like Jacob Fatu, especially for someone who's supposed to be a juggernaut, to sell the Samoan spike that way was just chef's kiss. Anyway, second count we're gonna go into. I guess we can do our highlights because there's a lot of things I want to go over from this weekend, but I'll throw it to you first. What is like your top highlight from the weekend?
My top highlight from the weekend in Saudi, Punk Life. Punk Life was so good, but so awkward at the same time. So seeing Punk Life come up, hearing the Thugonomics entrance was awesome. Seeing Punk, pretty much that one guy during the pre-show, like telling him like to apologize, and Punk actually apologizing, I think was awesome. And then the fact that they went from like booing him to cheering him to, I don't know, just the aura around CM Punk the whole weekend is my highlight, because that man had a lot of ups and downs, and throughout the match, like I even loved the hug. And then it turned right to Cena's face again. It was just like that hug that he gave to Cody and the face that he gave right before he was about to low blow Cody. The whole match is great. And then even Charles Robinson running down, recreating that scene, and Cena just pouncing him. It was incredible.
Dude, the chaos that the cash-in brought to that match, especially like having Cena and Punk like for a moment kind of help each other out to like get out of this pickle that was trying to happen with the cash-in. And God, Cena with the pounce, man. I was rolling. I did not expect that. Like, that was pure comedic genius. It was so good. And even Seth the whole time, just like his presence when he came out, everyone was going crazy. And I was confused because he wasn't in ring gear. He was just in a suit, right? So I'm like, is this just a fake? But then he's taking off the jacket. He's getting in there, delivers the stomp to CM Punk. This man will forever be a thorn in CM Punk's side. And to go to your point about CM Punk's aura the whole weekend, I have to give him a ton of props for that rap. He had some issues delivering it, like I did having the intro of this podcast today. So no fault to him. But overall, the lyrics and the rhymes that he put into that rap, props.
I mean, Cena helped it. Like we've said, like for the pipe bomb, Cena and Punk have been working very close together to make sure that this is awesome for the fans and the nostalgia of everything. But man, that guy does not have rhythm. That rhythm is thank God he's a tremendous professional wrestler, because the rhythm that CM Punk was trying to flow with was just not there. Although he did hit the Kendrick Lamar line. That line flew and flowed pretty fucking nicely. I'm not gonna lie.
It did. I'm gonna talk one of my highlights, and I guess we're both gonna get off of Night of Champions for a little bit, because Andrade and Rey Fénix versus DIY was insanely good. Like, I know all 4 players in that match can go, but Andrade and Rey Fénix, I don't think they've ever tagged before. I don't know them pre WWE, but I couldn't get over the chemistry for them as a team, but also them just being in a tag team together. I know Rey Fénix, you know, with his brother Penta, have been in the tag team game for a while, but Andrade, like, correct me if I'm wrong if you're watching, I don't think he's ever really been in the tag team realm, but it didn't show. Like, this man and Rey Fénix were just like, wow, put them together as a tag team. I don't know, the Lucha Brothers have to come together, but I was so impressed.
No, it was a tremendous match. And speaking of Penta, that yeah, I don't know if you remember in AEW when Jeff debuted and Matt Hardy is just getting pummeled in the ring, like steel chairs and everything. And then Jeff comes out, he has to hit his trademark like move. Meanwhile, his brother's just getting absolutely manhandled in the ring. It was like Penta just had to do his wall. Like what the hell is that Penta? Like, I get it that he has like a thing with, you know, Braun Breaker and Seth and everything, but my God, how random was that?
Dude, and I felt like they tried to, you know, catch lightning in a bottle twice, because WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, the interference, the different sides, all the different characters showing up. And I felt like they tried to do this with this, because we see Sami Zayn, we see Penta, we got a tag team match on Raw, Penta and Sami versus Braun and Bronson Reed. But it was great. It was. And I'm slowly really enjoying the Penta versus Braun Breaker feud, because when we first seen Penta in Raw, he was, you know, unstoppable. He was undefeated. He was winning all these matches. He, you know, had the up on Chad Gable. But now you throw Braun Breaker in the mix, and he's just been pounding him and spearing the hell out of him. So this is a feud that I love a lot right now. And I would love to see that for the Intercontinental Championship at some point.
Yeah, no, I would love that too, but I'm just still just waiting. I feel like there's just different stories. Yeah. So, I mean, I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. Maybe later on down the road, but I feel like just there's different stories that are going to start happening, especially for SummerSlam. Like, I think about SummerSlam, and other than like, now we know Cody versus Cena, like, what else is set for SummerSlam? You know, like, obviously we have to start booking these matches, but we have Evolution coming up, Evolution 2 coming up. We got to figure that out. And then it's just, there's 2 nights of SummerSlam, so they got to start making these matches and start building up to these matches quickly. That's why I feel like we know Jay's going to be heading towards a 6-man or 8-man tag team match.
Yeah. And it's a month away. Like, we're a month away from a 2-night SummerSlam, and we have both, I guess, SmackDown championships, the WWE Undisputed and the Women's WWE Championship. So again, we have usually, like with WrestleMania, it's like what, 7 matches per night.
At least 6. Yeah, at least 6.
We got 10 more matches to get going on these cards, and I feel like Seth Rollins has to be on that card in some capacity. I feel like he's not just going to be a looming figure with the briefcase. We all know what I want. My prophecy for Jade Cargill is happening. I don't care. We're full steam ahead. She is going to beat Tiffany Stratton for the championship, only to be cashed in on the same moment by Naomi, who is going to steal said championship. It's going to happen. I foresee it. It's going to make me so happy that I can make all my clips well, you make all my clips over and over again from from the first moment I called this happening. So yeah.
I mean, Naomi said she's storm chasing.
Yeah. Simple as that.
She's storm chasing. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I do want to give I want to get your comment on, we had the tag team title match between the Wyatt Six and the Street Profits. I kind of hated it. I don't know how you felt, but like, to me, it's just like, I feel like they're forcing the Wyatt Six into this already stacked tag division, and it's kind of like giving me the ick about it a little bit.
Listen, the Street Profits are on another level. The Motor City Machine Guns are on another level. You have Fraxium. They're on another level. You have DIY. I mean, you've seen the matches they've put on. They're on another level. Then here comes the Wyatt Six, and we've been waiting for him. Sure, we've been waiting for him, but we also thought that they would be targeting the Judgment Day because that's the route that they've been going, right? They've been going the route of people betraying the people that they love. I don't see it with the tag team. I don't understand it with the tag team. Like, they're just kind of haunting the tag team division right now. And I love that, you know, the other teams are getting them over by thinking they're creepy. And I don't want to mess with them. Like, DIY is like, oh yeah, you go take care of business, you know? I don't know. It feels a little forced. It does. And I think, I don't know anything, but I feel like it's being forced because obviously they need to be on TV. They were such a big presence on Raw at the time before the injury to Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. And now you have Alexa, and she's still doing this whole thing with Charlotte. So you can't just instantly jump her in. So to me, this is just like a stepping stone to lead to that point with Alexa. But I don't like that they're like jumping to the top already. But I don't like that.
But how does the only way the Wyatt Six can benefit from this is if they win the tag titles, because if they lose, what was the point? It kind of sets them back a little bit. Also, like, maybe like the tag team division just like keeps interfering when they try to get involved. But again, it's like, then are they really afraid of this faction if they're going to run in and interfere? I don't see any benefit of this. I just don't. I liked what they were doing when they were on Raw, when they were, you know, haunting people and choosing people that, like you said, were betraying the people they love. This just, to me, is just a weird insulation into the tag team division that is not necessary. Go to Raw and do that. Raw could use some help. SmackDown, like, don't taint gold that you have. Like, I've spoken about it before. You've spoken about it in the past. The SmackDown tag division is the creme de la creme right now in tag team wrestling. And this is just a weird side quest they're putting them on.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. They had American Alpha. They came out on top in that whole feud. So they were booked well, but now it's like, like you said, who are you going to have? Like, if you have them beat everyone in that tag division, that's kind of a slap to the face to all of them that just put on the best match of WrestleMania week and they weren't even on the goddamn card.
Yep.
You know, they stole the show. That, if I'm thinking back right now, top 3 matches of 2025 right now, that's number 1 for me. That match was absolutely incredible. They stole the show and they said, you know, you didn't put us on the card, F you, and now you got the Wyatt Six out of them. So I don't know. I also agree with you, but then it's like, where do you put them? They're such a weird group, and I like them, but you have Eric Rowan, who, like, he's only coming in the 6-man tags. The tag team is Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis, and then you're just having Bo Dallas pulling, you know, the break card, sitting in the chair, laughing maniacally. And Nikki, I get that, but it's, I don't know. It's a tough, tricky situation with a faction that large.
Yeah, I just think they'd be better off heel and just like destroying people. I mean, that's how they came into the WWE, right? They destroyed everything and anyone. So I think they just need to go full heel and just be terrorizing everything.
Yeah, and we've been waiting for them to go after the Judgment Day, but now, like we said, we have Dominic hurt. Now we have Liv seriously hurt. Like, Liv's not going to be around for a few months, maybe even half a year. That's reports. Dom, hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later. He might have to drop his Intercontinental Championship, and that would suck too.
It would.
So these plans, I don't know if they were ever for the Wyatt Six and Judgment Day. Made complete sense to us over a year ago. We've been wanting this feud for over a year, and it hasn't happened. So yes, injuries derail things. There was an injury with the Wyatt Six, injury with Judgment Day, but now they're on two different shows, and now it's how do you get them together? I understand the Wyatt Six, and they're supposed to be signed to Raw, by the way. They signed a contract with Raw, but well, I guess once the draft happens again, hopefully that happens after SummerSlam, then it'll pick back up. But right now for the Wyatt Six, I don't like the way it's looking.
Yep. Let's get into the final count of the evening, and we're going to do a bit of a recap on Night of Champions. And where to begin? I mean, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton was exactly what I wanted. I thought they performed beautifully. The only thing that gave me a little bit of an issue with the match was that they had the back angle with Randy. We've seen Randy take bumps in current matches post back injury and not favor that. I guess they wanted to use it for Cody to like expose an injury or a weakness and show that he's not afraid to do what he needs to. We all know Randy isn't afraid, baiting the chair, unbuckling the turnbuckle. I mean, I can't remember the last time Randy Orton used that backbreaker where he grabs the person by the neck and goes back like that. I think that might have been a Cody thing. Cody's like, yo, bring the backbreaker back. And it was great to see because that's literally vintage Randy Orton.
We got the teases that we needed. We saw Randy fighting his demons. Randy waited 2 minutes fighting himself over that punt. Randy then goes, like you said, takes the turnbuckle padding off. Randy was stooping to whatever level he had to get to win that match against Cody. And I think something that people aren't going to realize, but I think is going to play a major factor in this feud to come, because I think once Cody wins the title back, which we're assuming is at SummerSlam, I think Randy's first in line, and it's going to be heel, ruthless Randy, because when Cody was thanking, like he grabbed the mic, obviously won King of the Ring, and he thanked Randy, like the camera panned in on Randy at the perfect moment where he looked pissed. And the teases were there, the moves were there. We are going to get heel Randy soon, and he's coming for Cody Rhodes. He's pulling that move that Kevin Owens did. Randy Orton heel is coming after Cody Rhodes, and we will see a punt. I know we will see a punt. So Cody's got to watch his head.
Thank God. I am so excited. I'm sorry, Cord, if you're listening or watching. I want 15 for Randy. I want it so bad. I want that man to get 18. I want it so bad.
I wanted to bring this up last episode, but I forgot to. People are having issues with title reigns right now. I'm seeing it all throughout social media. And, you know, John Cena, like it's been mentioned, John Cena got to 17, but like you look at his title reigns, a lot of them were like within like 2 months. So like, I think it's a breath of fresh air to see these 60-day, 70-day reigns. Like we don't need another like shout out to Roman. I don't think it's ever being beaten. 1,100 and I think 35 days or whatever it was. That's never being topped again. But I like, then we went to Cody, who had it over a year. So I appreciate the shorter title runs, but I want to, like, I know you mentioned, like, I think 3 months ago, like, I want to get back to like a feud where, like, you could think of John Cena, I think Orton perfectly, where Cena wins one night at a PLE, and then Orton wins, and then Orton wins, and then Cena wins it. You know, like those long feuds where it goes for 4 PLEs, it goes for 7 months, and they both win the title twice. Why does that hurt? Why do these short title reigns hurt anyone? I don't think they should. And people are just like, oh, that title reign sucked. I mean, yes, sure. Some, if you're not defending it or you had like one defense, then yeah, it kind of sucks. But if you're going to win it back, why? I don't think it hurts.
Well, I think it really depends on how you defend it, right? Because if you win the title and then you defend it once against a random person, you lose it, that's shitty. But look at how when it was Edge cashed in on Cena, and Cena and Edge had this huge feud where they were tossing that title back and forth, just like Cena and Randy did. And you didn't know who was going to come out on top and what was going to unfold. And it was cool to see the title switches because you didn't know what to expect. And it elevated both those men. And I think Cody could really benefit that kind of transition with a heel Randy Orton, because we know the history between those two men, and to see them just battle it out to see who actually is the best between them, and they can trade off the title a few times, I'm so game.
The last thing I want to bring up before we close this quick count out is I want your thoughts. We mentioned there's only 2 matches really set for SummerSlam. You mentioned earlier, there's no way they can just leave Seth Rollins off the card, just holding and dangling the Money in the Bank briefcase throughout whatever, the two nights. Where is he fitting into all this? You think LA Knight?
Yeah,
that's solid. Yeah, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, night 1, maybe early to maybe kick off the show, and now he has the rest of night 1 and night 2.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think they're going to have that. Yeah, they're going to come through with that LA Knight Seth Rollins feud, which would be substantial, especially for LA Knight. I think that would be huge. And honestly, I'd like to see LA Knight come out on top. I think he deserves it.
I'm all aboard. I love that idea. But this is the quick count. To any new viewers right now, we have 2 shows a week. Ty and myself, we get guests along. We usually have Fog Jones here, but he cannot make it here tonight. So the deal is with the quick count and the 10 count is the 10 count we do Thursday live every night. That's our longer show. The quick count we try to keep to around 30 to 35 minutes. So thank you all, 121 of you that are tuning in on your Sunday nights. We appreciate it. Before you start your work week, please make sure to subscribe to the Bodyslam YouTube and our YouTube, the 10 count. Right down, you can see below at Bodyslam.net for the Bodyslam account. We are at the 10 count. On Twitch, you have the Bodyslam Twitch, twitch.tv Bodyslam.net. And then obviously, if you're looking at Twitter, all that fun stuff. And then what can I say? The Bodyslam Patreon, exclusive breaking news, interviews, podcasts, and more. The link is down below. It is, I believe, $5 a month, and you are getting a lot of early news and access. It's one hell of a time there. But thank you all. Actually, Jalen Brunson WWE shirt finally came in to my house. I ordered that during the Knicks playoffs, expecting it to show up while the Knicks were still in the playoffs, but I used our affiliate link, WWE.com. I still got to get the link here, so it's not there, but this is where I would ring the bell. Still got to do that. So ding, ding, ding. This podcast is over. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Please like, rate, subscribe on all streaming platforms. It helps us out more than you can think. And please, once again, subscribe to the YouTubes of Bodyslam.net and the 10 count. We will see you all on Thursday. Until then, adios.